The rise of women's sports is an inspiring story of breaking barriers and achieving equality. From early pioneers to today's superstars, women have redefined what's possible in athletics. Join us as we explore the key moments that changed the game forever. The early pioneers. The participation of women in sports in the 19th century was met with societal resistance, but it marked the beginning of a movement that would eventually lead to greater recognition for female athletes. One of the earliest notable instances of women's participation in sports occurred during the 1900 Paris Olympics, where women were officially allowed to compete for the first time. However, their participation was limited to a few sports such as tennis, sailing, croquet, equestrian, and golf. This era also witnessed the formation of women's sports clubs, with activities like cycling, archery, and tennis gaining popularity among women of the upper classes. These early pioneers challenged the prevailing norms of the time, paving the way for future generations of female athletes to pursue sports as a legitimate and respectable endeavor. Title IX. One of the biggest advances in U.S. women's sports was Title IX of the Education Amendments in 1972. This federal law banned sex-based discrimination in federally funded educational programs and activities, giving women equal chances in academics and athletics. Title IX dramatically increased female involvement in sports at all levels, especially in schools and universities. Only 1 in 27 females played high school sports before Title IX, but now 1 in 2.5 do, and college sports participation has surged by approximately 600%. Title IX also promoted women's sports scholarships and collegiate programs, which boosted professional women's sports leagues and female players' prominence. It was one of the most revolutionary moments in women's athletics because this legislation leveled the playing field. The 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup. A milestone for women's soccer and sports in general was the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup in the U.S., since millions of fans saw the U.S. women's national team play on home turf. This event broke attendance and viewership records. In the tournament's final, Brandi Chastain's penalty kick gave the U.S. the win over China, sparking one of sport's greatest celebrations. Women's soccer gained widespread recognition after the 1999 World Cup, spurring a new generation of young girls to play. Professional women's soccer leagues were founded in the U.S. after the event, and many female soccer players secured sponsorships and endorsements. This cultural phenomenon, which helped women's sports rise, is still honored today. The formation of the Women's National Basketball Association. With the 1996 founding of the Women's National Basketball Association, U.S. women's professional basketball reached a milestone. Women's basketball players could finally compete professionally in a domestic league and show off their skills. As fans, media, and sponsors supported the WNBA, outstanding international talent emerged. Its popularity has grown thanks to athletes like Lisa Leslie, Diana Taurasi, and Sue Bird, who have performed well. With high fan involvement, media attention, and stakeholder investments, the WNBA is one of the world's top women's sports leagues by 2024. The WNBA has made a major impact on gender equality and social justice beyond the game, using its platform to promote women's rights and address key social concerns. The league's success has encouraged female athletes and advanced sports equality. The Serena and Venus Williams era. Serena and Venus Williams have had a lasting impact on women's sports, particularly tennis. With their powerful playing style and remarkable agility, the Williams sisters have redefined women's tennis champions since the late 1990s. With 23 Grand Slam singles titles, Serena Williams is one of the greatest players ever. Venus Williams won many Grand Slams and Olympic gold medals. Beyond their basketball achievements, the Williams sisters have used their platform to fight for gender equality in sports and fair pay. Their accomplishment has broken racial barriers by inspiring young African American girls and underrepresented athletes. The Williams sisters made women's tennis a global sensation and inspired future female athletes in all sports. The 2012 London Olympics. First time in Olympic history that every participating nation included female athletes in their delegation was the 2012 London Olympics. Women's rights advocates who have long sought worldwide representation in sports celebrated this triumph, which showed a growing commitment to gender equality in athletics. Women's boxing was added to the Olympics in 2012, giving more women a chance to compete. Gabby Douglas, the first African-American woman to win the individual all-around gymnastics title, and the U.S. women's soccer team, who won their third consecutive gold medal, shined in London. The London Olympics showed that gender equality in sports had improved, but more needed to be done to guarantee that women were recognized and supported in all disciplines. The U.S. women's national soccer team's fight for equal pay. Having won multiple World Cups and Olympic gold medals, the United States women's national team dominates international soccer. The squad has long battled salary and treatment disadvantages relative to men despite their accomplishments on the field. Although they made more money and had more success than the men's team, the United States women's national soccer team sued the United States Soccer Federation for salary discrimination in 2016. The legal action raised awareness of sports equal pay and started a global discourse about gender equality. In 2022, the United States women's national soccer team won a landmark deal with the United States Soccer Federation that guaranteed equal compensation for men and women. The United States women's national soccer team and global female athletes who have fought for equitable compensation and recognition won this triumph. The United States women's national soccer team's quest for equal compensation has inspired other women's sports teams and symbolized gender equality in sports. The growth of women's professional leagues worldwide. Professional women's leagues in several sports have emerged worldwide, boosting women's sports. Women's soccer leagues in Europe, like England's FA Women's Super League, have attracted elite talent from around the world and received significant investment from prominent teams and sponsors. The Women's Big Bash League in Australia boasts record attendance and viewership. With greater media coverage and funding, the National Women's Soccer League has grown in popularity in the U.S. Established professional leagues have given female athletes more possibilities to participate at the highest level and raise the profile of women's sports globally. These leagues have also inspired young ladies to start professional sports careers and compete globally. Women's professional leagues have been vital to gender equality in sports and continue to provide opportunities for female players globally. The 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. The 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup, held in Australia and New Zealand, marked another historic moment in the rise of women's sports, showcasing the growing popularity and competitiveness of women's soccer on a global scale. The tournament featured a record 32 teams, up from 24 in previous editions, and was hailed as a celebration of diversity and inclusivity in sports. With over 2 billion viewers globally, the 2023 Women's World Cup shattered previous records, further solidifying women's soccer as a major force in the world of sports. The tournament saw the rise of new stars, captivating fans with thrilling matches and dramatic upsets. The final between Spain and England was watched by millions, with Spain claiming their first ever Women's World Cup title. The 2023 Women's World Cup not only highlighted the growth of women's soccer, but also underscored the need for continued investment and support for women's sports worldwide. It was a pivotal moment that demonstrated the potential of women's soccer to capture the hearts and minds of fans across the globe, further advancing the cause of gender equality in sports. Women's sports have come a long way, but the journey continues as athletes push for even greater equality and recognition. These key moments have shaped history, and the future of women's sports looks brighter. Stay tuned for more stories of inspiration and progress in the world of women's athletics, and make sure to like and subscribe.